When I went into the voting booth in November of 2024, this is what I was trying to prevent. I went into the voting booth to prevent the Republican Party from being able to take away Medicare, Medicaid, Obamacare, Social Security. That's what I went into the voting booth to vote against. Why? Because I had read Project 2025, and Project 2025 told me that they were going to get rid of Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare. Why? Because the majority of us, we take advantage of those services. Those services have kept us alive a lot longer. So I went into the voting booth to make sure that my people can have the health care that they needed. I went into the voting booth in November of 2024 to vote for Kamala Harris because I knew that the Heritage Foundation and Donald Trump and all of the people that are surrounding Donald Trump, I knew that they were going to try to make Donald Trump, they were going to try to make the president the king of the United States. They were going to try to get rid of Congress, remove all of their function, and move it on into one individual. That's why I went into the voting booth to vote for Kamala Harris. I went into the voting booth because I knew what the plan was when it came to deporting immigrants in this country, whether you're here legally or illegally. I knew what Project 2025 said about deporting immigrants in the millions. I knew what Project 2025 said. That's why I went into the voting booth to vote for Kamala Harris. I went into the voting booth to vote for Kamala Harris because I knew if Donald Trump got into the White House, I knew that they were going to make every attempt to make this nation a Christian nationalist nation, a white supremacist Christian nationalist nation. That's why I went into the voting booth to vote for Kamala Harris. And since Donald Trump has gotten into office, all of the people who were working over at the Heritage Foundation magically became a part of his administration. Yeah. All of the people who wrote Project 2025, they are a part of Donald Trump's administration. Yeah. And now that Donald Trump is in the office, they are moving one step closer to getting rid of Medicare and Social Security.
And doing all that. And then we're going to lead up to what we have to do and address. The largest spending items, the reason we're in trouble is because over 74% of federal spending is on autopilot, mandatory spending. That's your entitlement programs like Medicare, Medicaid, and then things like Social Security. They have to be adjusted and fixed. We have a plan to do that next year.
They have to be adjusted means they're going to get rid of it. That's what that means. And this affects me and my family personally. My mama worked all of her life, paid into Social Security since she was working as a teenager. And now they just want to get rid of it. I've been working since I was 16 years old. I've been paying into Social Security and Medicare since that time. And now you're telling me you just want to get rid of it. And then where does that leave folks like my 80-year-old mother who can no longer go out to a job to earn money? What does that mean for your elderly parents and grandparents who have worked all of their lives for this benefit? And Mike Johnson and the Republicans are just casually saying, yeah, they have to reimagine it. They have to redefine it, or whatever it is that he said, which simply means they're going to get rid of it. What does that mean for those of us who are nearing retirement and have paid into this? They like to say it's an entitlement. It's not an entitlement. It is a benefit that you have paid into with every paycheck. They get theirs from the top. Where are the white leftists? Where are the black leftists who coddle white leftists? Where are y'all at? Where are y'all at? Where's your voices for the elderly in this country? The elderly from my community. Where are your voices for that? I know where they are. Silent. Silent on how Americans are being treated in this country because of this administration that you all ushered in. You're silent. You're silent. You're still screaming genocide for another country when these motherfuckers in the White House are trying to cause a genocide here. Black people have been genocided in this country for hundreds of years. Just because black people are doing better in this country doesn't mean the same old tactics from 400 years ago still don't apply to fucking today. Where are the leftists? All of these immigrants who decided to come into this country and vote third party because of what's going on in their home country and put the rest of us who were born and raised in this country in danger. Where are you? Where are your voices for the people that you have now put in danger? Silent. Silent. I gotta go in the office today. I'll see y'all later.